Hey
So, hi,
guys,
hey everybody.
how is everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's doing well.
Hey Franchi. Hey Olive.
Well, we're going to give it a couple of minutes here just so that everyone can join in.
Hey
But
Bree.
Jordan and I are going to be talking about the Flirt Summit contest today. So we're going to cover what Summit is, the different ways you can win, the contest, and we're also going to be going over some strategies on different things you can do to win, different ideas you could do to spice up your live camming during this to try to motivate customers to spend more and help you win. Um, but the most exciting thing is that we have a special guest speaker today that's going to be joining us. She's a model on the site, a top model that has won many summits, has attended many summits. Ixtapa, I believe, was her first, Costa Rica, the Maldives, Bali. So she's definitely an expert on what Summit is, but also how the Summit contest works and an expert in winning the Summit contest. So we figured she was the perfect person to come in and join the chat. And she's Olive Ray, so she'll be joining in a little bit.
Awesome. Hey Cassidy. I'm glad you made it to this one. And Mindy, hey.
How's everybody's Wednesday going so far?
It's been good, Franchi. It's a short week this week. Did you guys have a nice Memorial Day?
Well, hopefully you guys had a nice long 3-day weekend. Hopefully some of you guys joined in the Memorial Day contest we were running over the weekend. And hopefully you guys are really, really excited about Summit. I know I'm so looking forward to November. I can't wait to be in Cancun and hopefully meet a lot of you guys or see a lot of you guys again that we've already met. And hopefully you guys are excited about this contest because it's a little different than past years. We're giving away more rooms than ever, so there's more chances to win a room at Summit this year. So we just hope you guys are pumped and as excited as we are.
Awesome. Do we want to get started, Carlos?
Yeah, I think we could get started because anyone that joins in a little late can rewatch the from the beginning.
Definitely. Cool. Okay, so obviously we're going to talk about Summit, everybody. And if you don't already know, we are going to Cancun this year, which is very exciting. That's so different at the Blue Diamond Riviera Maya Resort. So premium. Um, and we are the summit point of Summit is essentially a reward for you guys working so hard. This is the biggest contest that Flirt offers to you guys to participate in. This is a luxury retreat. When you guys go, it's not just for fun, but you guys can talk to each other and learn, what you guys do differently to help bring more customers and get more credits and all this good stuff. It's almost like a big networking event, essentially. So it's really great, and everyone should participate because everyone has a chance to win. This is obviously only for Flirt4Free models or studios and staff. So it's just super exclusive just for us, just for you guys.
Yeah, and one really, really cool thing about Flirt too is that, like Jordan said, it's closed off. So it's a Flirt only event. So it's only Flirt4Free models, Flirt4Free studios, and then the Flirt staff, like Jordan and I from the Flirt team. So what's really cool is that you get to go and you get to meet models from all over the world. So models from Romania, the US, Russia, Colombia, Ukraine, like so many places. And just culturally, everyone is so different and everyone approaches camming and building relationships in such a different way. So what's been really cool to see at the last few summits I've been to is that you see these models bond and create these like really amazing friendships, and they come home with a whole network of models that they can talk to after a bad day on cam or after a great day on cam, or they could talk about supporting each other during a contest or give each other tips because maybe a model's using a tool on Flirt in a completely different way that you would have never thought of. So getting to meet these models and create these friendships and build yourself a little network is really important, because the work, the working in Cam, whether it's on the admin side or as a model on the, on the site, is so different than any other job, and it's sometimes hard for other people to relate to what this job is and the work we're doing and what goes into it. So it's kind of nice sometimes to be surrounded by people that understand you and do the same thing every day and understand the funny things and the not so funny things and everything. So it's kind of cool to just be with people that are like-minded, similar interests, and who sort of understand what your day-to-day life looks like.
Definitely. Hey, Nichelle. Carlos, do you have a little more insight for Danny's question?
Well, it depends on where you're from, Danny. I know most countries I don't think need a visa to go to Mexico. So since this year's is in Cancun, I know like Colombians, US, Russian, like it depends on what country you're from, but I know a lot of countries don't need a visa to go to Cancun.
Cool. Awesome. So maybe we should talk about how we can win, Carlos.
Yeah. So this year, like we said earlier, there's more chances than ever. So we're giving away 60 rooms during this model contest. So that means there's 60 chances for you guys to win. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick, and we're going to go to the Summit page, into your model admin. At the very top where it says Flirt Summit, it'll take you here to our Flirt Summit page. And here we see some stunning photos of the resort and all the contest rules, which is really important. For any contest, you need to know how to win, the different ways to win, and the rules. So the first part of the contest is a monthly contest. So we're going to give away 20 rooms in June, 20 rooms in July. So basically the top 10 girls, top 10 guys in June win a room. The room comes, the win comes with obviously all-inclusive. So the 4 nights, all-inclusive package, food, drinks, the parties, the activities, the excursions, everything included. It also comes with a qualified guest and some money towards airfare if you win in June and July. So definitely a lot of great things that come with the win. But if you don't end up one of the top 40 models, June and July, there's another 20 more chances for you to win. So besides the top 10 June, July, guys and girls, we're going to do a combined overall. So basically, the next 10 models that ranked after this, based on their June and July stats, will win. The first 5 will win the all-inclusive for themselves and a guest, plus 200 airfare bonus. The 6 through 10 spots will win the all-inclusive for themselves and a qualified guest. So just to recap, top 10 girls, June, July, top 10 girls and guys, June, July, and then the next overall 10, and then we're going to do a random draw. So basically, we're going to do a live Twitter video, like we're going to go live on Twitter, and we're going to pull out 10 names, either from a bowl, or last year we shot out names from like a little like money gun. So if you guys want to participate, it's really important that on this page you opt in. So once you click opt in, you'll be part of the random draw. If you don't click opt in, your name won't even have a chance. So definitely opt in. And then to qualify, you have to work 100 hours between June and July and earn at least 150,000 credits in these 2 months. So those are the 60 different ways you can win. So I think the most important thing to remember is that I know a lot of times we hear from models that contests are just for the top models or the models that have huge customers or been on the site for forever. But what's cool about this contest is there's so many different ways to win. So even if you don't end up in the top 20 in June or top 20 in July, if you were like the next one, like you were so close, the next 10 win. And then even if you were close to that, there's going to be another 10 names that are going to be pulled out at random that qualified. So there's definitely a lot of chances to win. And I think, any of you guys have a shot at winning. It just depends on, how many hours you're going to work in different things, which we'll talk about. But yeah, so you guys have any questions on the contest side of it? If we don't have any contests, then really, really quickly, I'm just going to go over the rules. So to win Summit, it's going to take some time. You know, you're going to have to put in maybe extra hours just because it is a really big contest, and it's a contest that a lot of models are excited about. So you will have to put more hours in, which is, you know, part of the rules. So in order to qualify to win, you do need to work at least 100 hours between June 1st and July 31st. And that counts, you know, time in private, time in open, party group. The only time that won't count towards it is fake shows, breaks, or members only shows, but everything else goes towards it. And then once the contest is over, if you're one of the lucky 60 models that wins, you also will have to broadcast at least 100 hours between August 1st and November 1st. So definitely a lot of months, but those are the main rules for it. So before I continue, any questions?
I think Danny had a question there, Carlos.
Yeah, so, you know, for studios that want to attend or for models that maybe didn't win, you can purchase a room. So on the same summit site, let me pull it up real quick again. You can't book rooms yet, but you will be able to. So we'll go here. If you go to the, you'll be able to see the different room types, and you could purchase a room as well. Or yeah, so that's another way you can do it.
I think that you can reserve your spot now, Carlos.
You can?
If you go into the contest details tab, you guys, and scroll down a bit, all the way down, there's the room purchases, and it looks like it started yesterday, the 26th.
Okay. So you can buy rooms then now. So yeah, you definitely can, but you know, 60 chances, it's a good odd that you'll win a room. The only other thing I want to go really quickly before we invite Olive Ray on is the qualified guests. So if you win one of the top 10 spots in June or July, or if you win the combined, the next 10 combined spots, it's completely free for you and a qualified guest. So a qualified guest is another model on the site that worked at least 60 hours between June 1st and July 31st and earned at least 100,000 credits. So any model like that, that meets those requirements is free to come with you as your guest. If you want to bring like a friend or, you know, somebody that doesn't cam, they can still come. It's still completely free for you, and then they would just have to pay the resort fee, which is a lot lower than like the daily rate and everything. So that's how you qualify the guests to come.
Definitely. Awesome.
All right, so do you guys have any other questions on the contest, on the rules, on the guests or anything? If not, then we're going to move on and invite Olive Ray to come on stage. All right, looks like Francie's typing, so let's see if she has a question, and then...
Hey, can you see me? Am I here?
Olive!
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hey there.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Mindy. I saw you in here. Cassidy. Everybody else. Hello, hello. Feels weird being dressed online or clothes right now. Okay, so one thing I did want to start off saying, because I saw somebody said something earlier that they'd never won anything. Okay, so first summit, I'd only been camming for like 9 months. I'd hardly won. I've won like a few contests, but I was definitely not in the top. But Jordan over Pandora was like, you need to go for summit. Go for it. Go for it. I was like, dude, there's no way I can freaking win that. And he's like, just go put in more hours. Because I was only doing like 3 hours a day, slacking off. Well, I started doing 80 hours for 2 weeks. And then I started doing like 100 hours in 2 weeks. Once I started putting those hours, like I started getting up and up and up and up. And I mean, literally, I didn't think I had any chance because like I was not in the top at all. But honestly, it is worth trying. It is worth like putting in those hours, because not just for summit. That's a huge bonus is to win summit. Seriously, it's amazing. But you will get so many more regulars. I found that out because you're consistent online. They want to invest in you because you're online so much. So that, and then you'll make way more money than normal putting in like, I put in like 10 to 12 hour days sometimes. So, I mean, it's totally worth it. But you can do it. Don't think all because you're not in the top, it's always the same people in the top 10. You can win it if you like put in those crazy hours. So I wanted to stop with that. But anything like specific you want me to touch on or anything? Or
Yeah, I think it would be, I mean, I think what you just said is so important because it's so true that it's not just the top 10. There's so many chances to win.
Yeah, and
Um,
I love the format. The format for this year, like the 10 for June, 10 for July, and then it is worth trying to get in that next 10 or random draw. Like Sasha won it one year, Ariana, like so many girls that I know personally have won and gotten to go from random draw. So definitely want to qualify for that at least.
yes, I think it'd be really cool if you could sort of talk about what Summit is from the model perspective, especially having gone to so many. I feel like you really know what Summit's all about.
So I look forward to Summit all year long. It is I literally plan my year around this. It is so much fun. It's completely worth it. And so when I first went, I was really nervous because I was like, oh my god, these people are gonna be like bitches. Like I'm gonna like, oh my god, like I was so nervous. But when you get there, everyone is so chilled out and laid back, and you're hanging out with like people from Romania and Colombia, and you see them online, and you feel like you know them. But like now, like okay, like me and Carlos, like we see each other every year. We don't like really even talk throughout the year. We'll like do like work email type stuff, like very business like or whatever. The second we see each other at Summit, it's like, oh my gosh, like you just make these connections and you feel like you've seen each other like yesterday. It'll be like a year. And Flirt does such an awesome job. Like the places we stay are amazing. It's like top notch. But then they have everything planned from like the morning to night. So if you want to do it, you can. If you want to go chill by the pool, that's cool too. But I love planned fun. So like in the morning, there's activities, food, you eat like nonstop, but there's like beer pong and there's just like all these games and fun things you get to do with everybody. And it's not intimidating at all because everybody's so much more chill than you think. And I was really scared because I was like, oh my God, seeing these girls or these guys that were like number one. But seriously, it's very chill. So in my opinion, I mean, I look forward to all year, but I love just hanging out with everybody and then meeting everybody with Flirt. And then when you get home, like Carlos said, I do have people that I can message about things like, and you feel like you can connect because like I'm a total loner at home. Like I don't have anybody I can talk to about like cam life and whatever. So there you can kind of joke and people understand more than I don't know. That's just me. I don't work in a studio. I'm sure if it's studio, you have people around, but at home, like I don't really have people that I can like that relate to what I do, I guess. So, and I love plan fun, itineraries, all that. But if you don't like to do the games and stuff, you can totally just go chill out, relax, kind of do your own thing if you want. But I like being, doing everything. And if they're doing it this year, if you go and you do the activities and all the fun stuff, you get raffle prizes or raffle tickets. And the raffle prizes at the end are totally worth it too. I just like that part too.
Yeah, and like Olive said, we definitely plan a lot of stuff for, if you want to join in, but if you want to just lay back, if you want to just watch, do your own thing, totally cool. We usually have like just fun games and activities throughout the day. At night, we always have a really nice dinner and like a party that's
Oh, the
themed.
theme
So
parties. Theme
yes,
parties. Forgot about the theme party. I love the theme parties.
yes, it's always really fun because everyone's kind of dressed on theme. You get to dance, drink, just hang out. We also always do like a live, like sort of like a, I don't know, kind of like this, but Brad, who's like our vice president, comes in and he talks about everything new that's coming on the site. So what's really cool too is that as a model attending, you get to find out what's coming next, the new updates, and we get to get your feedback on it. And that's another really cool thing is like Olive said, when we see each other at Summit, it's like friends reuniting after like a high school reunion or something. So there's that connection and there's that friendship where Olive could come up to me or Jamie or Jordan or Miguel and say, hey, you guys, I love this new feature, but this thing is just not working, or this would work so much better because X. Because you guys are the ones using these features. So you guys, it just opens that discussion to where you guys can come to us and give us your feedback so we could continue to customize the site in a way that works for you guys, because you guys are the ones that are actually using it.
Danny asked if there's anything to pay in Cancun. I mean, when we've gone past summits, I mean, pretty much everything, we are like spoiled. Like, I feel like I'm spoiled the entire time. Like, you wake up and there's breakfast like ready and like lunch is ready, and I mean, like you're pretty much spoiled the entire week. Alcohol, hangovers, expect them if you drink. I like drink like so much wine. But pretty much we're taken care of. I mean, I don't know if there's anything different this year, but pretty much we're. And then if there's excursions this year, I don't know what the excursions are, but if we're doing that, I mean, there's always been like Costa Rica, we did zip lining. I don't know if there's anything this year or whatever, but everything's been taken care of when we've gone. So
Yeah, so everything's taken care of. So like I said, your food, the hotel room, the drinks, the parties, the excursions. We're still planning the excursions. It's been a little different planning Summit this year with everything going on with COVID.
yeah.
So things are still up in the air and we're still sort of seeing what we can do and stuff, but everything's included. So the only thing you have to pay for out of pocket is like if you decide to extend at the resort and stay after, or if you continue to stay in Mexico, then you'd have to pay for. But while you're in Cancun at Summit, everything is taken care of.
Yeah. No, you're definitely spoiled. Like it's not like, I mean, I literally plan my entire year around this. Like this is one thing I was going to show is like, if you're serious about it, like I get serious about it now. I plan my entire year. My summer, I know for sure I'm not going to do anything for the summer. Make a calendar of all the contests. And even if you don't win a contest that day, like I went for the top 10, Monday was it? I didn't win. I got like number 14, but I still had a great day. You might not win the contest, but you'll still like have a better day than normal. But write down all the contests and try for it at least. Are we doing multiplier days?
Yes, we're going to talk about multiplier days, which are huge.
Okay. Write those down. Do not miss those. What was I going to say? Definitely the hours. Try to do the hours. And if you work from home and you're not in a studio, I would, if you want to do this and put in those hours, make the calendar, try to get on it like crazier hours than normal. If you only work nights, try mornings. I start only working mornings, not nights, like mix it up. But if you can work from different places in your house, or do different things like go in the kitchen or just do things to mix it up, try games, you really want to try to do something. If you're doing these 10 to 12 hour days like I do, you got to figure out something, even if you're just doing something different in your room. Like I wake up in pajamas some days and roll out of bed with my hair crazy, and then I'll put on something cute and like look like a normal human being. So just trying to figure out what's better for you and hold yourself reliable, or find somebody to kind of compete with you maybe. I'm super competitive, so even if it's like you find somebody like, hey, go for 80 hours this week, or not, that's a lot, but 40 hours this week or something. But try to like make a contest with somebody, or like, something fun, but like compete against somebody if you want. Like I think my first summit I was kind of going against Brock and having a guy to go against, so we're not head to head competing, but we could see where each other were and like trying to like go past each other. Try things like that. Whatever you can kind of do that motivates you to try to get online. Because my stamina sucks. I'm horrible. So I'm horrible.
Yeah, it definitely helps to have like it definitely helps to have like a buddy, like the same, like if you're trying to like reach a fitness goal or something, like having somebody to hold you accountable. And you can even pair up with somebody and say something like, if I win, you'll be my free guest. If you win, I'll be your free guest, to sort of also motivate you to win. And that sort of opens up your chances to win even more. And then when you get there, you have a buddy from the get-go. You have a model to start going to the parties with, or the events if you're a little nervous or a little shy or whatever. I think that would help too. What Olive Ray just showed was literally like the biggest tip you could get, which is having that calendar so that you can physically see the date. It's huge.
Ignore my dog's heartworm pill in there, but I put like get online at like 8:30 or 9:30. My goal, and then and I highlight the contest I really want to try for. Like the auto wins or today is auto win, and then the top 8. And like I said, I don't like, you might not win those contests, but I swear you will still. And I'd be surprised if someone puts in these hours. Like I got so many more regulars because people see you online, and you're online maybe like through few hours or whatever, and they see you and they'll stop by. But when you're online all the time, they're like investing in you, so they feel like they're not wasting their money because they're seeing you so often. And I really guarantee you'll probably get more regulars and make more than normal. It changed my whole strategy after that first summit contest. So it's definitely will change. Even if you don't win, I swear you will be very happy with what you get. You'll be happy in some way, either with credits or just more regulars.
Another thing that's really important is once you make that calendar and you sort of set your schedule for the summit contest, it's really important to share that with customers, because not every customer has an unlimited budget, and not every customer is going to be able to spend on you every day. But like what Olive said with the multiplier days, which I'll show you in a second, if you know, for example, that you have a customer who can spend 5,000, 10,000 credits in a month. And that's what they do. And they do X amount of private shows. If you tell them, hey, June 22nd is the multiplier day, any credit that I get counts double towards the contest. Then if he sends all those 10,000 credits to you that day, it's going to count as 20,000 in your ranks. So doing little things like that is important. Also, if you're going to be putting more hours in, you're going to attract new regulars, like Olive says, but it's also good to let your actual like current following know that you're putting these extra hours so that they know to look for you. They know to come into the room. So real quick, let me share my screen and we'll go over the multiplier days.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Yeah. So these days, Jordan, do you want to go over the multiplier days?
I've been muted. Yeah, the multiplier days are, as you can see here, and kind of like what Carlos was saying, not all of your customers have an unlimited budget. So the days that they are at least willing to spend, you should definitely reach out to them, maybe with like an email blast or whatever it might be on these days. Say like, if you can spend on me, tune into my room on June 22nd, it's a double multiplier day. Like that's so awesome. And that's so much easier for you guys, especially if you have customers maybe who aren't like regulars yet that Olive might have or somebody like that. But do know that with these multiplier days, they're multiplying your credits towards qualifying for Summit, but they're not multiplying your credits as like earnings for yourself. So just know that those two things are separate.
Like if you do have a customer that is able to spend a lot, if he's able to spend a lot on these specific days, it's gonna help you rank even higher. And like June 11th, 1.5 times, June 15th, half, or June 22nd times 2. So like, if somebody tips you 500 credits, for example, on June 15th, it's gonna count as 750 towards the actual ranking board. So any little tip that you get on these days is just gonna help you continue to move up. And especially this last one on July 31st, which is the last day of the contest. I remember last year we had models at the last minute end up ranking and winning because, or June 30th, because the multiplier day at the end made such a big difference. And like for customers, for example, let's say you have a customer and you know that they take you on 5 privates a month and they spend on average like 10,000 credits a month and that's their usual. What you could do is you could say something like, hey, on June 22nd, can you tip me the 10,000 credits that you normally tip me in a month at once? And then you can use a performer deal to give them 5 free private shows, which they would have gone anyways. But now you have way more credits because now you have 20,000 versus 10,000. You're still doing the same amount of privates. You could still do them spaced out as they're normal. But using little things like the performer deals are just gonna make a huge difference. Or have a sale on your fan club. If you have like a really cool fan club with tons of content, video, all that stuff, you could say something like, hey, on June 22nd or July 22nd, if you purchase my fan club, I'll give you another month for free. So you get 2 months for one. Or if you tip me, 500 credits on this day, I'll give you a code for 10 free minutes in private show. So little things like that. And all of, I'm sure you are way more an expert on this.
Yes, no, I definitely do. If y'all don't do performer deals, it's definitely something to do. Even like auto win days, like today I was gonna do something, but then I kind of like, I've been getting my house together. Like I've literally actually took off the last 2 weeks to get my house together just to get ready for Summit. That's how like crazy I go. No, doing things like send me 1,000 credits today and I'll send you a 12-minute, I'm just thinking on the top of my head, but I'll send you this. Or if you send this much, you'll get this many minutes. Doing performer deals really is a big thing, especially on those multiplier days. And those multiplier days make a huge difference. Like they really do. Like I will try my hardest not to miss those. Same with that because we do them during like Flirt of the Year contest. And literally they make a huge difference. So just doing those, because you might see a few people in front of you miss the multiplier day. Like they forgot about it or they weren't online. You're like, oh crap. So you get online all day and you might pass like 5 people. So, I mean, it's definitely worth doing. But doing performer deals will definitely help too. And tell your people to, like say you want to go for like a contest or whatever the next day, just tell them like, hey, I'm sending you performer deals, but I try not to use them on contest days. Maybe be like, hey, we can use them on Thursday or Friday, but please try not to use it on a big contest I'm going for or something. And most people will respect that too. They don't want you to like lose a contest because they took you private for free. But yeah, just trying to think of games. I do a lot of games too. Trying to think of just little activities or things. Even though you feel like you're giving away a lot, honestly, if it's a multiplier day or a contest, it's worth it, to be honest. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on your customers too. Like, you know, if you have a customer that, for example, loves you in a certain color, certain lingerie, or has a certain fetish, like you can even on a multiplier day do something like, if you tip me 500 credits, I'll record a custom video and send it to you for free. Or I'll do a photo shoot in whatever it is that their thing is, whatever their interest is, and send that. So it's just about getting creative and knowing your customers. So you have to know what they like, what they're into. And then once you know that, you can pretty much customize and do anything. You could give away free VODs, upload videos for them, free fan clubs. I know sometimes
I do priority in chat. A lot of people, I'll say like for a week, you're like my priority person, and like they get like full attention. I mean, it doesn't have to be a full week. It'd be like for 3 days, like you get like my undivided. Like I'll talk to everybody else, but like they're kind of whatever they say kind of first is because some people gets like if your chat gets overcrowded, you might miss people, and but you make sure they're like kind of priority. Thinking of just things outside the box and trying to get creative definitely helps. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like I get bored with myself. So you have to realize that people aren't gonna get bored with you. But I always get really bored with myself, so I try to think of things. But just trying to mix it up does help.
Yeah, it's definitely important
Something
to
else I was gonna tell, but oh no, go ahead.
Okay. It's definitely important to like know your customers and what they like. So if you guys aren't already using like customer notes and stuff like that, definitely start doing that so that when things like all of us just talking about come up, you already know like, oh, they like massage stuff or they like, I don't know, whatever it might be. You already have a note there so that you know like, oh, this person tipped me, so I'll do whatever it is that they like. So definitely use like all the features. Thank you. All the features and stuff that like are available for you so that you know.
And another thing that'll be really important for you guys is if you guys are going to be doing these special giveaways or performer deals or whatever, you have to let people know. If they don't know you're doing it, they're, you know, you're not going to get the results. So like using things like mail blast, social media, putting it in your topic, maybe even using room receptionist as a way to have the performer app send these notifications so that everyone that enters the room knows like, if you tip me 500 today, you get X, or if you tip me X, you get whatever. That way, you don't have to constantly say it like over and over and over again. And it's just everywhere. Like it's on a mail blast, it's on your social media, it's on room receptionist. So things like this help you too, because customers need to know about these deals or these promotions to want to like participate or to want to get in on the deal.
Oh my God, you just helped me out, Carlos. I always forget about room receptionist. I really do. I always forget about her. Like I used her during like some awards thing or something. I can't remember what it was. And it did help people because a lot of people don't read topics. You can put it in your topic, but you don't know how many freaking people come in. What's going on? What's going on? I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Read it. So it's literally, don't rely on your topic. You might have it up there. Room receptionist is a better way. I never think about it. I always forget about her. But you type in whatever message you want in your, if you don't know, y'all have never used it. It's in your admin and she'll pop up. And you can have a different guest for premiums, a different message for like get or whatever. Every person can have a different one, or you can have the same one. She's very useful. She's very useful. Thank you. I totally forget about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen real quick once it loads. It's probably not a tool you want to use 24/7 because
no.
you want to
It does bombard them. It does bombard people, but for like a day.
Yeah, but like if you go to chat room controls, it's the first option and it's here. So you could set a specific one for VIPs, for premium customers, customers with over 100 credits, you know, customers with spending history. So you just click send greeting and then here you write whatever the custom one is. So you could turn it on these special days so that everybody that enters your room, the performer app is going to automatically send them that message. So they'll definitely read it, and it's definitely a great tool to use. If you have a specific goal, if you have a daily goal that you're trying to meet, or you're running a special promo, you're trying to win summit, things like that, this is a great tool for it. Uh, Pablo, there's certain things you could do, like if you're having a slow week or a slow couple of days, if you take the quizzes in Flirt University, that's 9,000 points to help you up your score, or if you add more photos to your gallery or things like that. What I also recommend too is if you are having a little bit of, a slow curve, if you go to your member info and click dashboard, this is like my fake test account, so there's not really any customers, but it'll show here the screen names of your customers, how much they've spent on you total, and the last date of activity with you. So you can even use things like this before the summit contest or before a big contest, and maybe target users that have spent really well with you in the past, but haven't come by and seen you in a while. So you can send them a message and be like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while, how's it going? To see if that reignites the spark, or you can send them a performer deal and be like, hey, miss you, want to catch up? After 10 minutes, you get 5 for free or something, in the hopes that they'll come back. So this is a great resource to use to try to get back into touch with customers that maybe you fell out of touch with.
Yeah, and I would definitely, I'm really bad about this, but I know how much people appreciate it. If you are having a slower time and you are having some spenders, like someone took you private for like 10 minutes or whatever, even just sending quick messages to people and just being like, I really enjoyed our private, just sending something, that even helps your points too, sending messages to people. But even just doing quick appreciative, like, it was so nice to meet you, or little things like that, people actually feel like, oh, I haven't really suck at doing that. But honestly, every time I do it, remember, they feel like really appreciative about it. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, like you messaged me, like you even thought about me to message me later. So I would definitely try doing that too. It doesn't have to be a freaking paragraph, but just a quick hello definitely helps. And it will help points too with messages and stuff. Oh yeah, signs in your room do help as well. Having something in your background that people see, yeah. Good point on that one too.
Yeah, and a lot of models will do sort of things where, like, if you tip a certain amount, your customer screen name goes on the board or whatever. So customers like to sort of stand out or feel like they're special. So, like, if you do little things like that, that can help. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's really, you really just have to sit and like think outside of, like, I started trying to figure out different prizes. I started giving away, like, hate giving away private minutes all the time, especially when Summit's like really going and I'm like, crap, I don't want to give away a lot of free. You can even be like, I'll give away 60 CPM privates or a half off private. So you're still getting some credits, but you're giving them a discount. So you can put your offers up and be like, okay, you can take me for 50 CPM right now. And I mean, it's really thinking outside the box on different ways to do things. Because it does suck after a while giving away a lot of free privates from performer deals. So think of other things you can give away.
Yeah,
Danny, that's a good question. Okay, this is a huge issue. I never know what to do with on this either. Some people get really scared to get called out, I think, and they get nervous and they leave, or they might just don't want their name to be said because they might have other models that they don't want to know that they're jumping around. You can either just send a direct message or just wait. If they sit for a while, then say something. But it's really hard. It's hard to judge. I mean, Carlos, I don't know if y'all have any advice on that. I mean, that's still tricky. After 4.5 years, I still don't know what to do sometimes about that.
I mean, everybody's so different, and some customers come in and from the get-go want to just talk and chat and whatever. Some customers are really shy and a little awkward, and it takes them a minute to warm up. The good thing is if a customer likes you and is interested, they're going to come back and stay in your room. So I think just maybe making note of it. So the next time they come in their room, maybe instead of saying their name out loud, send them a whisper or something that's a little more subtle so that they can like ease into it. But everyone's different.
It happens to me all the time too.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just you. It happens to me all the time. And I'm like, okay, bye. Like, whatever. But I never know. And some people get upset if you don't greet them. And so it is a hard balance trying to know who to greet, because I've had people say they were upset I did not say hello when they came in my room. Because I have it on my room receptionist to dogs, trees, and birds to pop up when like a premium or a VIP comes in the room, so I see their name. And so it's really hard. I mean, you just have to kind of judge, I guess, and hope for the best.
Yeah,
you can't predict what they're gonna do.
The most important thing is just maintaining the conversation going. So keeping the conversation active in your room, keeping it fun. That's the most important thing. Customers will come in, they'll come back, they'll leave. They'll, so the flow of customers you can't control as much as making sure the ones that are in your room are having a good time. Um,
No, definitely.
I think one thing that would be cool is like maybe going over maybe like different things, like maybe specific games or specific things you've done during Summit contests that maybe worked really well for some of your past wins.
Yeah, let me see. So I worked on a few things. So definitely games. And I plan it out and I tell the guys, like, I created this like picture game with like magazine cutouts. And I mean, it sounds so silly, but people get, you would not believe how many 60-year-old men are so excited to play these stupid games. Like, no joke. But I'll cut out these magazine things and I'll be like 100 credits for this or whatever. And they get really into it. And you make it fun and you make it like joking. And like on the back, you can give away naughty action if you're a party chat person. If you're not, I realize some people are more private. They don't like to do all this stuff in party chat. But if you are one of those people putting like naughty actions on the back or giving away to Span Club for like a week or something. I do cooking shows. If you're able to do things in your kitchen, people get really into that. I try to think of like, I did a Harry Potter day. You can do a week-long contest, like a raffle. Raffles are really good. Raffles are easy. It can be really simple or a day long, or you can do a week-long raffle. Top spender things for a multiplier day, like the top spender of the day gets something. I mean, last year, or not last year, the year before, I think like I would just start doing yoga online because I never wanted to log off. And people are still fascinated by normal everyday things. Like literally, I would just do yoga. I would clean the house. I was vacuuming one day, all day. Like I was cleaning the whole house, and people watching me do laundry, and like they just want to see like you too. Sometimes as a real person, so it really does. You might not be making credits during that, but when you go back and sit down, you'll have all these people that are just like watching you do random shit. And I mean, you just have to. I don't know. I mean, like I said, the performer deals is good. But just trying to mix up anything that you don't normally do, I would say. Because 10-hour days, if you do put in those hours, maybe just do like a 9 to like 12. See if that's good for you. And then log off, take a break, get some mental air, and then go back on for like another 5 hours. I mean, you don't have to go straight on, but it's definitely like the hours are needed. It's not, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but if you put in those hours, I will guarantee you will have a better paycheck than normal too. Like, it's crazy because people do see you more as an investment. That sounds really bad, but you are an investment to them because that's like their paychecks they're spending. So if they keep seeing you and they know they're not going to lose you and you're just going to quit cam and like go off, like they feel more inclined to spend credits on you, I guess.
And then another really quick thing that I wanted to add is to just not give up. You know, with this contest, I swear to you guys, every single year, there's models that end up ranking like in the last few days and end up winning a spot. So, you know, if you're like in spot like 15 and it's the middle of June, don't give up because there's a huge likelihood that in the rest of the month, you'll end up in that top 10, or that by not giving up, you'll end up in that combined overall after the June and July ranking. So if it's the beginning of, you know, the month, or even if it's the third week and you're close, don't give up. There's definitely a chance to win. And especially with the multiplier days, I mean, the ranking can change completely after a multiplier day. So this is one of those contests that definitely, like all of said, requires the hours, it requires the effort, thinking outside of the box, but it also requires a lot of like perseverance and just going at it and not giving up, because those are the models that are going to end up winning, the ones that push through and put in the hours and don't give up and keep trying to rank.
Yes, and you don't have to have a well. Like I don't have one right now. I have like some good regulars from being online so long, but you don't have to have one huge spender that's going to get you to the top. Like having a lot of like just, you know, guys that are, you know, small spenders or whatever will get you there. Like you don't have to have some guy that comes in every day to send you 10,000 credits. And like Carlos said, the multiplier days and all that, like some girls I saw a few years ago went on vacation for 2 weeks. They're in the top. So some of these people might have plans that are in the top and they like have to go away. So that's your opportunity. Like just keep going, because all of a sudden someone's like, oh, I'm going on vacation. I'm like, what? You're going on vacation right now? So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like I'm working extra hard right now. So I mean, don't give up. There, like things change so fast. Like it's crazy, especially towards the end. So just keep trying for it, and you know, try to put in the hours if you can. Find a model if you can. Also, like if you want to reach out to me, you totally can. And let's be like, all right, let's go for 60 hours, whatever. Set a goal. And if you don't get it, I'll send you 50 credits or 100 credits for loser. Just try to think of things like fun, where you're not like trying to like kill each other, but like something to get yourself motivated. But I'm extremely competitive, so beware. I don't like to lose. But no, it's definitely worth trying as hard as you can to get random draw and getting the overall or whatever. So
Yeah, and I think the best way to connect with other models is like if you're friends with any of them on Twitter or one of them follows you. You know, most models are really cool with chatting and interacting through DMs or on each other's posts and stuff. So I think Twitter is a really good way to sort of interact with more customers, but also build relationships with other models.
yes, I would definitely say Twitter. I have a ton of models that I know personally from summits, but I have so many, like Cassie, I feel like I know her. Mindy, I feel like I know her. Dylan, like I feel like there's so many girls that, like Alejandra, like I feel like I know them, and we talk on Twitter all the time, but we've never met. So I mean, Twitter is definitely a good way. Like I feel like I know all these people like normally because you see their tweets, you see their posts, and then you can comment and slowly build like a friendship that way. That's how I feel like so many girls on here that are guys, same, that I don't know, but I feel like I know them. I feel like I know their whole lives. Oh yeah. I mean, like there's people always gonna be lurking in your rooms. But I mean, I would just say like just keep kind of being personable, even though some people might not even talk, they're always lurking. So people are always gonna lurk.
Danny, you know, one cool thing about guest users is that if guest users sign up and create an account in your room, one, it helps you with your power score, so you'll rank higher. And two, when they register, they get 120 free credits. So those are 120 free credits that they get from us that they get spend on you. And you never know who a guest user can become. You know, every customer on the site was a guest at one point. So I think, you know, trying to convert them into customers will help you rank higher, it'll help you earn more, and you never know who that customer will end up becoming or how much they can spend on you.
And anyone, I like if I do have my DMs open on Twitter, but you can feel free to like message me or anything on Twitter if you have and like follow me on Twitter, and I don't mind like any questions you might have or anything like that, or if anybody just wants somebody to kind of go like on hours or some sort of like mini competition to try to like it really does help me like pushing myself because I need motivation. If y'all work from home, I don't know if it's hard for y'all, but it is so hard for me to get online some days. So having some sort of motivation definitely helps. What is it? It's what is my Twitter? Oh, one can. I think that's it. Yeah. So feel free to DM me on there too about anything. So.
And then if anyone has any other questions on the contest, on ideas, anything like that, you know, shoot them over. But one thing, Olive, is while we see if anybody has any other questions, like what are like some of like your favorite summit moments or like just things that like sort of
gosh. Okay, so last year was definitely my favorite. So it's weird because like Bali, the setup was really cool because some year like Maldives was kind of spread out. So I feel like a lot of Romania was Romania, US was US. Everybody was kind of in their own like country sector, I guess. And that's usually not how summit's been, but I think it was such a huge place. But Bali, I mean, everybody's connecting, everybody's hanging out. And theme nights, I love theme nights. Karaoke, everybody's getting dressed up, PJ parties. I love the theme nights. Dinner and that, it's always a blast. Extapa was definitely, I think, the craziest. I don't know if you agree on that one, Carlos. I feel like that was
my first summit ever.
That was my first too.
I had no idea what to expect, and I was just like,
in a pool at one point, but most summits are not that crazy. They're way more chill. Extapa was pretty crazy though. I don't know. We are going back to Mexico, so who knows? But no, it's very chill. Everybody's like, it's not some crazy, like, I think some people have a bad idea of what summit is. Sometimes they're like, oh, everybody's just hooking out, where it's just this crazy thing. It's all these webcam models. And I'm like, with us being webcams, I think most people know, like, we're really chill people. So it's a very laid back thing. Like we're having fun, we're drinking, playing games and whatever, but it's still like very chill and like really fun. Like it's so put together and it's just such a nice event. I don't know. I don't really know how to favorite because I like them all. Costa Rica was really good too. I like the beer pong. Like the setup at Costa Rica was really nice. It was beautiful there. So, I mean, I can only imagine this place is going to be, you know, insane. So
I haven't been yet, but what's really cool is like I've seen videos that Jamie took when she like scouted the location, and like it feels really jungly. Like it's in Cancun and the beach is stunning, but the resort itself is like in the middle of like a foresty kind of thing. So it feels like so magical. Yeah. And one really cool thing about Summit too is like Olive said, she's really competitive. She goes for contests. She wants to win. And a lot of the models are like that. But once you actually get there, everyone's so cool and laid back. And it's like, it's not like a weird, like, oh, you won and I didn't, so like we can't talk. Like everyone's so nice. Like
it's not intimidating. So many people, I've talked to a few people that were like really like, oh, you go to that? Like, is it not like weird? I'm like, no one is people you think you probably hate that you see online. No, I'm not trying to say this. But there's people that you might see and you're like, oh, like there's like such a bit, but you meet them in person and you'll probably click in 2 seconds. Like people I did not think I would click with, I am like, and now I see everybody. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And everybody's just way different because when you're in your competitive work mode, I feel like you're way different than because no one's in like competitive work mode. It's chill mode. It's like I don't know. It's just a really different vibe than I think people would think. I think a lot of people are intimidated to do it.
We do a lot of silly things. Like I know you participated in like our Iron Man, Iron Woman contest where like sometimes you have to like swim out or something, or like because I feel like you and Becca Lynn did it in Costa Rica, and then you did it with like a group of people last year.
Who did I can't remember. Oh, I was with all the guys. I want to get into a bunch of guys, and I totally won. No, I mean it's really silly, and like I'm 32, and like a lot of these people are like in their 20s and younger. But you feel like you just have fun. Like it's like you just totally can just chill out and not even worry about anything, and you just feel I don't know. It's just very comfortable. You feel comfortable the whole time. I've never felt even my first summit, Ixtapa, like I never felt uncomfortable the whole time. Like everybody makes you feel very welcome.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is like if you're a home model, you'll get to meet models that work in a studio. And everyone works so differently that like sometimes they take tips from you because the way you work from home maybe that they could take, and then sometimes a home model can take things from like the way a studio model works. So you just end up learning so much, and you end up picking up random tips. And what we've seen, which is really cool, is like after Summit, I don't know if it's like models just being super motivated or something, but like they come back and they do so well. Like
yes, it's so weird. I don't know why you get a huge. I don't know. You're around all these people that do it, and you get on, and you're just like ready. And like I have guys. Like some of the Bellamy boys that I've like just know they'll come in and stop in and be like, keep going, like on a contest they know I'm going for, and they're like, and come in and like motivate you and encourage you, or like I know girls that stop in, like I mean it's very you really become like connected to different people. Like we don't talk all the time on Twitter, like after the thing, but we might stop by each other's room and be like, you go girl, go, or whatever, and it's just you really do get some sort of motivation after. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I think just meeting all these people and getting tips, like hanging out with Bailey and some girls from Romania, like they do things so different, and it's so nice hearing their side, and then I kind of have to go on my side, so it's very interesting. But go for it. That's the only thing. The last thing I'll say is go for it. Try. You can do it.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Just go for it. Put in the hours. Put in the work. Try some new things. Try some creative things, and it's definitely a high likelihood, especially this year, with more winning spots.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Righty. Well, thank you so much, Olive, for doing this with us. This was amazing.
Oh, no, it's so fun. I could do that. I could just talk. No, this is awesome. But everybody, seriously, feel free to follow me. And if you have any questions, DM me, anything like that. Like, don't feel weird to do it. So.
Yeah, and same, any of you guys that have questions on the contest or ranking, email Jordan, myself, or Assist, which is like our 24/7 like support team. You know, we're here for you guys with any questions, any doubts, any feedback you need. But yeah, thanks so much for attending, and I hope to see all of you guys ranking in the Summit contest.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
wonderful rest of